Promises made, promises kept. President Trump will sign an executive order today that will shut down the Department of Education. The order would fulfill one of his key campaign pledges, but the elimination of the agency is likely impossible without the act of Congress. We know that it takes Congress to do this and dismantle it.
Now, for more, let's welcome in Republican strategist, chairman of the Fort Bend Republican Party, and host of the 13-Minute News Hour, Bobby Eberle. Bobby, great to see you. Just want to get your reaction to this executive order. This is the first step, in completely eliminating the Department of Education.
Yeah, what a morning, right? And good morning to both of you. I wake up and I'm thinking Russia and what's going on in the news, and then all of a sudden, boom, this executive order is coming, and it is a long time coming. I mean, 1979, I believe we created the Department of Education, and we've seen our education results go down and down and down. I heard one report the other day compared to Taiwan and Singapore, we're 5 grades below. Like an 8th grader here is what a 3rd grader is learning over there. So something is clearly wrong, and what's wrong is that the schools are so focused on promoting a leftist Marxist ideology, you can get the entire school to go out and protest climate change. And yet there's schools in Baltimore and others where not a single person in high school is math proficient, not a single one. So it shows you the priorities are messed up, and we need to move that out of Washington and back to the states.
Yeah, and that's exactly what Donald Trump wants to do, and he believes it would be better for every child if it's under the state's control. And despite his order, the president obviously needs Congress to sign off on eradicating the agency under Article 2 of the Constitution. So it would require, once it gets to the Senate, as you know, 60 votes to pass there. And there's only 53 Republicans currently in the Senate. So does this actually happen? How does Donald Trump make this happen?
Well, I think we'll get movement in the House, but I mean, it's that filibuster, right? It's an ally and it's an enemy when you need it. But, I know there's a number of Democrats that are in swing states that will be nervous. And this is a 10th Amendment issue. It's just, this is not a power enumerated in the Constitution. Send it back to the states. They can structure it just like you have in the abortion debate or others, which way they want to do the schools. It's up to the states, and I hope that we can bring the pressure on to the Senate to just do the right thing. This isn't changing education curriculum. It's just bringing power back to the people, and Democrats and Republicans should want that. This is just a big bureaucracy designed to spend money, put people in power, and take away choice and options and actual opportunity for children.
Yeah, less federal government involved. A lot of people think that is the way to go. I want to move on now. Let's talk about Tim Walz. He's back in the news. This week he made some headlines saying when he needs a boost during his day, he checks to see how badly Tesla stock is doing. Here's how White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt responded yesterday.
Governor Walz saying last night he frequently checks Tesla stock. In doing so, to, quote, give me a little boost during the day. How should Americans view politicians who take pride in the downfall of an American car company?
I think that's quite sad, but I think Governor Walz unfortunately is living a sad existence after his devastating defeat on November 5th.
Yeah, Beverly, I mean, they're based in Texas. This is an American company. This is a company that a lot of, left-leaning people were supporting when he created the electric cars. Why do you think Walz is celebrating this?
Well, I think that Elon Musk has become the new whipping boy, right? And what Americans should be doing, and I think most Americans do, is celebrate the genius and innovation and ingenuity. I read the book, multiple books on Steve Jobs when he was building Apple, and these great, innovators are people that should be role models. I mean, we just brought these astronauts back through the work of Elon Musk, and it should be celebrated, but the media doesn't do it. And these leftist leaders, Tim Walz is out there testing the waters, which is really sad for the Democrats when this is the guy that says, hey, maybe he could be president. It's just crazy. But to root for the downfall of an American company, once again, it's almost one of those 80-20 issues where the rest of America is not rooting for this. And what's funny is the left were buying Teslas. They were buying this because it was so great for the environment. But it's like, hell no, we're going to go buy gas guzzlers now just to stick it to Elon.
It's so petty and it's so ridiculous when you think about what Democrats are doing right now. So they're rooting for an American company to fail because the leader of that company is a Republican. Can you imagine? I can't imagine rooting for someone to fail just because of the way they vote. I really think this is why Democrats have the lowest approval rating right now that they've had in 30 years, Bobby.
Yeah, and you know, there's another part to this too, and it's that they're losing people. You know, whether it's Joe Rogan or Stephen A. Smith or Elon Musk, these people used to lean more left or be outright Democrats. And yet they've seen what's going on and they're moving away. And as soon as they move away, boy, they are just ostracized by the party and by these people that just want to say, hey, no, we're in our tight little bubble of Marxism. And if you leave that, you are gone. And we're seeing that over and over again.
You know, Bobby, I think the Democratic Party has become the party of negativity. That's what we're seeing, right? They're the party of rooting against someone instead of rooting for someone. And so to your point, I think that's why people are leaving. People don't want to live in a world of negative Nancys all the time.
Right. Well, this was the party of joy, right? The campaign of joy.
Right. Yes. Where did that joy go?
Right. It's just nuts. But yeah, they complain about everything. And here's the thing, is that this is where, you know, the Democrats, but the media as well, is that if a president is delivering, say, like the border crisis is basically ended in a couple days, or inflation's down, or gas prices is down. This is something that the American people wanted, and it's a news story, you know, and they won't even cover it. It's nothing exists except the negative, and that's all they cover.
Well, they won't cover the fact that gas is down and eggs are down, but just 2 weeks ago, egg prices are up, gas prices all, you know, so we know how that media works for sure. Yeah, Bobby, Eberle, thank you so much for joining us. Appreciate it.
All right, friends, thanks again for tuning in. I really appreciate it. And before you go, please hit that subscribe button above. Once you do, tell your friends, share it, spread the word about the 13-minute news hour so we can keep growing. And for more great content, check out these videos right here, and I'll see you next time.